G'day. Welcome. Despite it not quite being my day, I've somehow made it to this stream. God only knows how, whether it be through sheer willpower or... I don't know, I feel like it's just a test at some point. But I am here either way. I'm your host, Z-Line Bus, again with a Division D Easter game. Not many Division D games I've done in the past, so hey, why not do some more? But I'm not alone for once. I should have probably put who I'm casting with in my stream title. I'll update that in a few minutes, but I have the illustrious Snarfungus. How are you doing today, Snarf?
Illustrious, ooh. I'm doing well. We've already established it's not your day, but I hope it gets better.
God, so I've just had my computer yell an error at me, so I'm really unhappy. No, I
Oh
don't
no,
want
oh
this.
man.
Anyway, we are here today with a... Oh gosh, I haven't even written out things properly. Rise and Grind facing off against 30 Seconds to Mosh. How much do you know about these kind of lower divisions? Because I know you are heroic.
Not much. The lowest I've played is A, I think. I played 1 season in A and 2 seasons in heroic. I do like to catch these games sometimes. Like if you're casting especially, I'll usually like lurk and watch things. But I don't think I've ever seen RNG play. I think I've seen 30 Seconds to Mosh play, and I kind of know a little bit about like what Born to Shine plays because I've played with her before. I know she plays a real good Brightwing, but other than that, I don't know much. So I'm really excited to see what these teams bring out and how they do.
Okay, you say that, but you weren't quite excited to see that they're bringing out Volskaya.
No, I was not excited. I don't like this map.
Why not?
I get bored.
Isn't that just ultra
I get bored.
aggro?
Yeah, I guess so. But I also like at least like the objective on Alterac does something. Like I feel like the Protector, like the first two especially, it's like okay, I'm gonna take this, and like if the enemy team has any heroes that stack, it's bad for me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it's just like there's not a whole lot to do, especially if you're not like super fighting over the Protector or like you have your turret, you take your like bad camp top when the objective starts, and then it's like, all right, what do I do now?
Even better, when you have two people mech, sometimes the other team just goes, okay, we're just gonna run past you and kill your team instead.
Yeah, exactly.
The Protector literally only protects for two people inside of it. Heaven
Yeah,
forbid, though, you're in the
like,
enemy base, when it blows up, you are dead.
Yeah, I was playing some Storm League with my team, and me and my tank player were in the Protector, and he like dove in and just killed me. I was Chromie, and he just like dove in, and the Protector died, and I was so incredibly dead.
So how much of it is actually you hating the map, and how much of it just getting PTSD from your tank killing you?
I mean, I've never liked this one. Like, I was actually sad. Like, I think I don't like Warhead either, but I think I would rather play on Warhead than Volskaya.
Okay, that's a hot take we'll get into.
Yeah, I know.
Now, I'm going to do the rude thing to you that I did warn you about, Snarf. I am going to ask you to talk
yeah,
about
no,
the
I got
happening.
this. I got
I'm
this.
going to quickly eat as much of my lunch as I can.
Yeah, you get some food in your person.
Good luck.
Nutrition is important. Alright, so we're starting off this draft on Volskaya. We got first ban, Sukov coming out from, RNG. I don't actually know what their name stands for off the top of my head, so I'm gonna call them RNG. I like the Stukov ban, really good AoE silence, just a lot of point control on that hero. If there are like target bans coming out, I probably won't know because I don't really know these teams, but okay, Mephisto ban. I'm gonna assume that that's probably a target ban on somebody on the blue side. Just because I feel like you don't usually see that first band, but he is another really good point control hero, a lot of late game scaling, so I do think he's a really good ban on this map, regardless if it's a target ban or not. I'm seeing maybe expecting a tank ban, Johanna, okay. She's a pretty good hero on this map to take, especially if you're planning on taking like a Vala or a Zul'jin. Really good stacking auto attackers on this map. Okay, banning the other blind tank. I like that a lot. I'm assuming we're gonna get like Vala or Zul'jin picked up. Brightwing. Good first pick all around. I really do want to see some priority on like those auto attackers though, just because we have both blind tanks banned out already, and like a good stacking DPS on this map is just huge, especially when left uncontested. So I'd really like to see that pick up from 30 seconds to Mosh here. And when Li Ming, oh, I'm never gonna be mad about a Li Ming. That makes my soul happy. She's an excellent poke mage on this map. Anduin, all around solid healer. I like these drafts so far. Really, okay, there we go, Vala, cool. So far, that Vala is gonna have a really good time into that team. Hopefully they can pick up something that can get on top of her, like maybe on a Diablo or an Anubarak. But I wouldn't be surprised if RNG were to ban out one of those picks. KTZ ban. That's an interesting one. I wonder if that's targeted. That's not really something you see every day.
I will say, while I am in between eating my lunch, Brother Nature loves Kel'Thuzad. That's why that one is a ban.
Okay. I figured that one was targeted because that's not a super common ban. And the Deathwing. Is that target banned against Raka? Do they play Deathwing?
They've misread something there. I think Hunter is the Deathwing player, but they've already picked up Li Ming, so it may just be a little bit of a misstep there.
Like maybe they're thinking that they'll swap. Okay, Cassia.
That is true. Maybe there will be a swap.
I like these pickups. Cassia for the blinds. There aren't a lot of blinds left in the game at this point with Johanna and Mei banned out. So I do like them picking that up. It's just allowing them to put a little bit of pressure on that Vela. But I do still think they need something like from their tank that's just like point-click CC, whether it be like Cocoon or like a Diablo that can just get on top of her. Because right now they don't really have a whole lot to close the gap besides Cassia. Tassadar to Haka. I like Tassadar for the poke damage here. Walls are always good. There aren't a lot of bushes on this map for Dahaka, so I think it's one of his weaker maps, but if you can land your tongues and get good isolations or just live forever with adoption, I think he's always a good pick. I do think this last pickup, yeah. Nubrek's definitely a good choice for them here.
That's the best I can do in this limited time. Thank you for covering me of that. I have legitimately no clue what I would have done if I didn't have anyone else with me here today.
It just would have been silenced. Like, just no commentary.
You just hear like a mouthful like partway through. But looking at these drafts, kind of weighing each of these up, what are you kind of feeling with the two drafts? Where would you lean towards, just from purely looking at its standpoint? Like,
right now, I do think that that Vala is going to have a really easy time stacking. There isn't a whole lot of pressure on her from the other team, unless Cassia can really get up in her face. So I'm a little worried that she's going to be able to just kind of do what she likes freely. But I do really like the overall like poke and CC chain that 30 Seconds to Mosh has. So if they can, like, I think playing front to back would be really good for them, because they can like blow up a Muradin, like catches his jump with a root or something. So.
But right, we should probably introduce the teams on the side of Rise and Grind. Oh, sorry, go on.
How do I lock onto your camera?
I legitimately don't know.
I'll figure it out. Okay.
I think it's like CNO or something, or message plasty. Right, to quickly run through everything, Rise and Grind has Aureus Vala, Last Dispatch, and New Bracket. Brother Nature is on Tassadar. Ivan Drago is on the Brightwing, and Azrael Abyss is on the Muradin. And who do we see on the side of 30 Seconds to Mosh?
30 Seconds to Mosh, we got Born to Shine on the Anduin. We have Mao B1 on Anubarak, the Captain on Cassia. Mobi1, okay.
If you're a Star Wars fan, it's like Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Li Ming, Hunter X playing Li Ming. And then in the bot lane, we have Raka on Blaze.
I really enjoy Blaze. It's just one of my favorite offlaners to play currently. I know that makes me rude, because he just does feel like such a bully at times, but I feel safe. He makes me feel safe. I don't know what that says about me, however. Interesting we're getting Q-build Cassia considering we already have a mage. Also no Braxton.
Yeah, that was a really good pick coming from the side of RNG.
Yeah, Brightwing does make it a little bit difficult for a Nubrak to kind of get the movement they want sometimes. That Moby 1 was locked down for a fair amount of time there between Brightwing, Polymorph, as well as the Muradin stun. And unfortunately for a Nubrak, if they can't push that W button, they are very squishy.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry if I'm being a little quiet right now. I'm trying to figure out how to get to your camera.
No, I should know at this point, shouldn't I? There's nothing there. I was like, is it? I think it's like Control O or CNO or something. There's some combination of buttons. I can't remember what it is. That's the problem when I'm never one locking onto someone else's camera. I've never had to learn. Oh, nice wall by Tassadar. We can see that it is going to be Cassia stun hit with follow-up Q, but they're going to be fine. I also know in terms of stacking, we do have Vala only at 16 stacks of Creed of a Hunter currently, so definitely not doing as well as they could be. So good for 30 seconds of Mosh to keep the pace slow in that regard, but we can see on the flip side, Cassia only has 6 stacks of Thunderstroke. Tassadar, meanwhile, has 30 stacks of, well, 30 extra damage on top of that Q, that laser beam.
He actually also technically has 6 stacks too. They all have 6 stacks.
Every single person has a 6 in their stacks, except for Windishine.
Yeah.
But honestly, you're not always going to get that high in the stacks for Anduin.
It's more, I think that talent is just so good because of like the threat of the double root, and so you have to be more careful with your positioning.
It is just a very good self-peel against frontlines who
It
are
is.
just going to run you down, which Muradin and Dahaka do have a propensity to try it. Velk says Snarf try E and L via Psycho.
L.
E and L.
E and L.
Yeah.
That's not doing anything, I don't think.
I'm really half tempted to message Plastic like, hey, weird question. What do you use to lock onto cameras again?
Help me.
30 seconds to Mosh are just deciding to come up top and push with camp. They do have beetles, so I actually don't hate it as an idea. And as you said, it is a bit weaker of an objective, so you, especially early game, you can just kind of forego it. Never mind, they're going down. I opened my mouth too soon. You figured it out?
I got it. I started hitting buttons and the camera's moving on its own, so I think we're good.
You see it move up and down there? Excellent.
Yep. Yay!
We got there. Clap. I know it doesn't pick up on Discord, but it does pick up on my stream.
Yeah, on with the games.
On with the games! Vala is just going straight up full auto attack build, by the way. We see its Death Dealer with the move speed at level 7.
Yeah, I think that's definitely her best option here. Even if they don't win this first objective, just her being able to stack off of these heroes as they're pushing up to it, trying to get it back. Or, oh, she's taking a lot of damage though. Definitely don't want to lose your stacks this early. I don't think it would be a bad point. That was a really great kill. That's going to let them step up to this and perhaps get the channel. But they do have to take care of these turrets first because they hurt.
They do a decent amount of damage, yeah.
Murden's going in for a nice jump there, and
nice
the
pull by
comes
Windishine.
out. Gonna save Cassia from certain death there, trapped behind the wall.
Now, in all honesty, if you're either team, you may actually want to lose this first objective.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Because
like,
whoever
both
loses
of
it
these
just
teams really
gets to
want
stack.
Yeah.
And it's probably better if you're not giving Vivala the stacks if you haven't taken a gambit from her yet. Nice charge by Raka, getting a big free man, and that is going to be a lot of damage on a Chromie. Not Chromie, Brightwing goes down to the end. Aureus, meanwhile, all the way up top, wailing on everyone else as a Beetle chases Last Dispatch out of the fight.
Dahaka also took a full Ming combo to the face and almost lost their life.
Look,
very,
no
very
matter who
close.
you are, that will hurt. Oh, it is also Seeker?
Yeah, they went for Seeker.
None of that bold,
I don't mind that one.
calamity glass cannon stuff I see you do.
Yeah.
I do not know how
Yeah.
you get away with that, because whenever I do that, I just
It's all about knowing your limits.
Oh.
And like it's gotten to the point too where like if I'm not playing glass cannon, I don't really like I go for things that don't actually die because I'm so used to everything doing 15% more damage.
Mm-hmm. I do like just
anyways.
taking I nearly said Punisher, Protector away from wherever Valor is, just slowing
Yeah,
that variation
it's really
can
smart.
stack and just getting all the
She's
walls
really
down.
Yeah, she's at 66 stacks right now, and she might be able to get a couple off of this, but so far they're doing a really good job just taking it away from her so she can't really free stack, and they're still getting value out of their protector, which is really good, especially for the first protector. They're in a good spot here to retreat, and so it looks like all members of 30 Seconds to Mosh are going to be just fine walking out of there.
Yeah. So 10s are online for both teams, but we can see Blaze's bottom, so we're not really wanting to full commit, and my Dahaka's joined them. Oh, nice tongue by Dahaka. But not really much can be done with that, as my throat is still dying. Interesting we see adaptation of Dahaka. It's not often we do see that anymore.
I think maybe they were just worried, like, taking so much damage in that early fight, just wanting to be able to sustain through all of the burst damage that 30 Seconds to Mosh has.
And saying that isolation can also kind of stop you taking the damage, so there is an argument either way of which one you're going to go.
Yeah, isolation I think is particularly strong into like squishier tanks too, like a Nubarak. If you can hit him with an isolation and like Anduin doesn't have any support for him at the moment, he can just fall apart, especially with a stacked Vala on your side.
Yeah, he does sometimes just die, as we've seen already this game.
Yeah.
Also, chat, if you are having
Nice
trouble hearing Snarf at any point, please do tell me, just so I can turn her up as needed. Just I should point that out, because sometimes what I hear when I'm checking is not always the same when game sounds are going on. These teams do not want to fight each other.
No, they don't. They're just really trying to get the soak. I do understand it though, because like while you want to get stacks, I feel like they don't see a point to fighting right now. Yeah, exactly. So it's like we can either trade and both get stacks, or we can have nobody get any stacks. So I don't mind that at all.
Rise and Grind loses out more on not getting stacks here.
I agree.
They have two heroes that scale off that hard. Meanwhile, Li Ming is, in general, going to do all well. Can you turn her down to like 0%? No, Rodney.
Rodney.
That's the last thing I'm going to do. In fact, I'll just time out Rodney. No. Because I do not know how to untime out people, and I had to... I timed someone out for like 10 minutes the other day. I'm like, well, whoops. That's a shame, isn't it?
I guess that's happening. Yeah, these teams are still just getting their soak and going on their merry way, doing a little bit of light stacking in between.
I was going to say I was literally about to say I think next objective's about to be called, and lo and behold.
Yeah, we do have in the bot lane, Blaze has gotten a little bit of that fort down there. So I think overall, like out of this trade so far, 30 Seconds to Mosh has gotten a little bit more value, just with Blaze being able to clear the lanes a little bit faster and then get poke on that bottom tower.
Yeah, it is. Oh god. God damn. Yeah, Blaze also does just do... I think Raka has been a bit more on top of soaking than, I can't remember their name, last dispatch in general this game. They have seemed to be split pushing a lot more. I could also be lying. It's also a distinct point, but I am not right. No, Dahaka has been soaking more, just Raka has been hard pushing that lane a bit more.
A lot of poke damage coming out from Tassadar.
You do not want to be standing that alone if you're Vala. Yep.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was like, that's
I'm surprised we didn't get like a cocoon or something coming out on her just because she was in such a bad spot.
And Dahaka's still bottom. They don't have an easy bush to come up to, like, if they want to go all the way up. Sure, they have the one about the heal camp, but none below. But speaking of which, you do have team fight coming out.
There's a big light bomb coming out.
Good charge. Dahaka's just pushing. Nice triple stun by Aureus. Where's that Aris? Iris?
Iris? I think Aris, I think. I don't know. A lot of damage, a lot of ults came out in that fight. Yeah.
Dahaka's just split pushing. It's actually very well. Rise and Grinder actually just holding off this 4-man stalling time while Dahaka is evening out for bottom lane. Just because, as you said, that was a point of contention a little bit ago, where Raka has gotten more value. And say, oh, last dispatch is here now. Let's say they got their value. They're now ready to fight. That spell armor very helpful for leading.
Yeah. It's a good team to have it into. Looks like we're going to see 30 seconds to Mosh backing off this point a little bit here.
But like
Raka and Moby1 holding their ground. Electric Fence doing some poke. Really good stun coming out of Dahaka. Good damage. He's going to pop his burrow. Born to Shine, though, in the back is just getting chased down by a Black Hole and a Vala.
Cassia did get tongued by Dahaka there, but they're ultimately going to get very low. Dahaka pops the skin, but doesn't quite live much longer. Captain just run into the mech. Nope, does not get it done time. Vala gets 2 kills there, gets their 100 stacks. Raka going to be going down as well. And while that was such a good hold for such a while for the side of 36 to Mosh, Rise and Grind did get the kills at the end. And Born, I don't think you could take that car for a joyride. Just put it back in the garage.
Yeah, I'm afraid for her right now. Like she might, the Protector might die before she gets to the gate. There's a Dahaka right here. She's in trouble.
Oh, tongue.
Oh,
good light bomb.
Good light bomb. Can she make it out?
She gets to live for it. No, she doesn't. Oh! She even got the double root.
Yeah, she did.
And this should be the first structure of the game now, I imagine.
Leeming is here for a little bit of poke coming out, but that's not going to change the outcome.
Very unfortunate there. I think, I don't know, if the low people just jumped into the actual Protector immediately, they may have been alright. Just unfortunately, just how quickly everyone died, there was not really that time to do it. Vala just getting it for the stacks on Protector, And that's
the momentum is like really coming out here for RNG too. Like they went straight from mid fort to take bottom fort that Dahaka had kind of been opening up for them. So this has really turned into a pretty even game to a losing game for 30 seconds to Mosh currently. But they are going to get 16, and hopefully we see a nice turnaround fight.
Yeah, but this is where it gets even more difficult because Vala has Manticore. And saying that, Leeming Mirror Ball really does a decent chunk of damage with Seeker.
It does, and it also makes it so much easier to hit your Seeker,
And we do see Cannoneer, which I don't think I've ever seen you pick.
I don't think I've ever taken Cannoneer. It's not really like the style of Leeming that I play.
Nice double stun. Oh, Cocoon coming out with the mirror. We'll come back to that fort, sorry, as we do see Light Bomb hitting last dispatch. Born to Shine standing on the camp did get it, but she has Muradin on top of it. It's going to be a Nubrak going down first. Born to Shine next to full. No one picked up a heal cam in time. Captain going to try run, but Muradin has Hammer up in a few moments. There's a jump. Nice stun by Raka, but that will be her downfall. Stunned. That's them dead. And honestly, if you are Rise and Grind, just clear out that camp and then hard push with yours. Actually, you probably could have even gone from theirs.
Yeah, that was a really big fight. Just a lot of people standing in the middle, and there's a lot of AoE with what's the black hole? Just everybody kind of got black hole there. A lot of damage, and again, like more stacks for Vala. I feel like in the last couple of minutes, she's gone from like 70 stacks to basically doubling it. Leeming does have the best chance at defending this, especially with her team coming to help her, but they may decide to just take the fort anyway. Yeah, Muradin is taking tower shots, so they might have to back out.
Big half.
Barely gonna save the fort. It's just, he's holding on.
How do you... Unironically, how would you feel seeing the slow here on the Disintegrate for Leeming?
I actually think that talent is really good.
It's a 60%.
I don't usually. Yeah, it's a really big slow, especially if you can like keep them in the laser beam, because I don't think it has like a decay on it or anything. It's just like while they're in the laser beam, they're slowed. But I think if you're like, I don't usually take Disintegrate, but if I do, I usually take the slow, just because it gives her some CC. We do have a big light bomb coming out here on the Murd, and he's taking a lot of damage. Bright Wings coming out, as well as a black hole that's going to catch Cassia and a Nubarak.
A 20 difference.
Blaze is also in an unfortunate spot here. The stun's going to miss, but Electric Fence is going to cut her off, and she's also going to go down.
Yeah, fighting down 20s is very unfortunate. They did nearly catch out Muradin, but Muradin did pop both rewind, and they did pop the avatar as well. So that makes Muradin live through, frankly, a boatload of damage.
Yeah, he was able to get rewind off as well as the Brightwing Z. I do think without the black hole though, he may not have lived because it CC'd the tank and the Cassie off of him, and they were doing the most damage I think at that moment.
Yeah.
Looks like they are gonna get this keep down. They don't win the game yet, but Brightwing's channeling this bottom protector, and 30 seconds to Mosh is still not going to have 20s, so they could decide to take a fight down 20s here or just try to defend at core.
Honestly, wait till
both are not favorable options, but maybe you could get 20 before. We got Dahaka soaking the off lane. They've got waves pushing up mid and bottom.
I was say honestly, maybe 30 seconds to Mosh, just let him get protector and then try to fight past it.
Yeah, I think that's probably their best option here. And they are pushing up a little bit in these lanes because they know that they're not in any kind of danger here.
God, the Dragon Knight is just
on
better.
the Dahaka.
Dragon Knight is just better than Protector by like every means.
I do like them picking up this heal camp here. They know they can get it, and it's going to help them out a lot defending this at core. So I really like that play. And it looks like Blaze is going to clear this out, try to get a little bit more XP. But unfortunately, they're not going to have a lot at the moment. I don't think they're going to be able to get 20.
I don't think they should have Vala in the mech. I think it's like the worst hero you could put in the mech, actually.
Yeah, she's got range too. Like that's not great for them.
She's a decent amount of your siege damage on structures.
Well, and she just straight up outranges the core too with her 20.
Go for Brother Nature. Ignore the mech. It's too late. Tesla black hole use does find 2, but that's not really a black hole people could follow off of.
Especially with your second DPS and your healer in the protector. Looks like they're just gonna go try to get some damage on this keep, but this is not really favorable for them. I think this is really just giving 30 seconds to Mosh a chance to catch up in levels and take a fair fight.
Yeah, and that's exactly what has happened. We see they're just a hair's breadth off 20. They can't really... They're getting a bit aggressive. I can see them starting going, maybe we can fight. Just wait, get your 20s first. There they are. Now you can consider it. Albeit, Raka is bottom, so maybe not.
We actually have Tal Rasha's coming out on the leaning. I like that talent a lot, too. Just like getting the rotation of your abilities down, you can do so much extra damage with that.
Brightwing did pick up Fairy Protector. That makes things a lot harder for Leeming, though. And these team fights, that spell arm. The ridiculous thing to me is it's not untalented. It is just a talented Brightwing E.
Yeah, that's one of my... This Brightwing, like, they've actually... this is, like, my favorite Brightwing build. With the Safety Dust, Critical Mist, and Fairy Protector, like, if people are even just slowed and you pop Fairy Protector and your trait, like... Everybody is full health. It's awesome. It's a really strong combo of talents for them, especially into such a heavy spell damage team with Cassie and Leeming. Weirdly
split. Muradin was way off. If they may just expecting Dahaka to be bait, I guess. Because if I see a Dahaka that late in the game, I'm like, where the hell is the rest of your team?
Yeah.
Why are you just showing here near us? How is this going to hit? The thing is, it is not going to be the easiest fight for 30 seconds to Mosh by any means. But they are now in a position where they can at least get a quick kill onto someone if things go well.
Yeah, so if they can maybe get a cocoon on... Yeah, get a cocoon on the healer or the tank and just try to like full engage. You know, like Anubarak's got rewind. You've got 4 stuns that you could use with rewind. So if they can get a nice pick on somebody before Fairy Protector can come out, I think they have a really great chance at winning this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. It does need to be Brightwing, it feels. She just has a lot of peel.
I think it needs to be either... Oh, this is dangerous here.
This is...
Dahaka's not there, but I'm assuming that he has Burrow, so at any time here... Yeah, it looks like, are they backing off? Nope, they're still going for it. This is gonna be a fight here, it seems.
Hunter, do not.
Yeah, there comes the Burrow, but they're not gonna get on that in time. So it looks like 30 seconds to Mosh.
Oh, but there's a good time.
Okay, that's gonna come out, and Polymorph to deny the bunker, and they're not gonna be able to get bunker off. Vala is in that cocoon. There's a lot of damage coming out from Leeming here. Anub'arak is diving in on the back line with a light bomb coming out, but it's not going to go off.
Time.
They're going to go down. Born and the captain are going to be trapped by that wall. Amazing walls this game from that taskbar. Murden securing that kill.
So that is
That's all 5.
Going to be all she wrote for this map.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are just running at bottom. Correct.
Yeah,
correct
this
play.
is GG for sure. Got a lot of siege damage, and I don't even think, like, maybe Blaze will be alive by the time they end, but probably not.
No.
Yeah, not at all. Like, they're just ripping through that double turret, 2 catapults.
Vala.
Mm-hmm. Vala's basically just another 2 turrets.
Every time they fought in one of those small corridors, it never went out well for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing, just Black Hole and all the damage going down there between the AoE of Tassadar just wasn't ideal to really fight into that small space. Alright, to quickly touch on these stats, Leeming, Tassadar both had most siege and most hero damage for their respective teams. Tassadar 187k siege, 59k hero damage. Leeming 154k siege, 60k hero damage. But Soak Dahaka 26,000, Blaze 15,000. Last dispatch really hit a lot of tongues that game and just did a lot for the team in general, just making sure they were staying in it. Healing, unfortunately, Anduin didn't quite get the chance to heal through everything. But they did go more sustaining level 1 as the burst protect, but we'll see that when we jump on over to the stats. Talent screen. Because Renew, while I do, even Hand of Blessings, while I do think the shield and W just does help a little bit extra with burst.
It does, yeah. I think that's usually my go-to on Anduin is the power word shield. I feel like especially for yourself, it just gives you like that little bit of extra shield if you hit an enemy hero, and it helps out your team if you can you land it on them. I think Born really was struggling with just a lot of poke coming out from the Tassadar. A lot of Psychic Storms just being, or Sonic Storm? Psychic Storm? Sonic?
Psionic.
Psionic. Just like getting dropped on the back line because it has such a long range, and I know she had a lot of issues just like getting a wall cast behind her. It's slowing her down. It's doing a little bit of tick damage, and it made it harder for her to either choose to heal herself or heal her team.
Yeah, really, that is a big thing there. Otherwise,
I think just a lot of pressure on the healer this game, unfortunately. Yeah. And I think that really, when it comes to looking at the kills this game, 17-1, I think that's one of the reasons that 30 Seconds to Mosh had a hard time in this game. And Vala was also, once the game went a little bit longer, she was able to pretty freely stack and auto attack, and unfortunately, I think not having a true stacking auto attacker on 30 Seconds to Mosh did hurt them a little bit.
I don't actually really recall Dahaka popping adaptation.
I don't either, actually. I think maybe once or twice.
They did still go the upgrade, so they obviously
on the heal cam.
Must have been. But...
It's not really easy to see though, because he kind of just glows for a second. And everything else I feel is so much easier to notice. We've got Avatar and Black Hole and stuff like that we're looking at more.
Well, I've just seen we're going to Infernal Shrines and I'm unhappy. Yay!
I'm bored with that map.
God, people know how much I love Infernal Shrines.
Yeah. I've been banning that one in NGS
you're starting to get it.
I'm so tired of playing on it.
People get it. Yes.
I'm so tired of it.
But lobby is up if you want to join off of me.
Oh, lovely.
So yes, we will be going to Infernal Shrines. To people who know my hatred of this map, you know why. To people who are new here and don't know why I get as frustrated as casting this map as I do, I have honestly say it's in about 2/3 of all NGS matches, maybe more. I don't know the stats for this season, however, but this is definitely one of those maps that, coming back to it a lot, you're like, oh, cool. I do understand why. It is probably one of the maps that leads itself to one of the largest, well, one of my more diverse terms of actual play, whether you do want to just do objective or macro, or just even just run at people for no good reason, this is probably one of the better maps to do it on. However,
I agree.
You see it so much. And people don't, and people usually just put heavy emphasis on the objective side of things. I'd really like to see other people try and vary up how they play this map.
Yeah, towards the end of the last NGS season, when I wasn't quite at the point where I was banning this map yet, I started to play like a little bit more macro heavy, like practicing split pushing and rotating a little bit better with Sylvanas and stuff, because I feel like that's like my weakness as a DPS player. I haven't really been playing at the high level of competitive for super long, and so I don't really know like when a good time to rotate is, or like when I should be where. So I think this is a good map for like deciding to give the objective or just poke at it and sending somebody to the off lane with your bruiser to just like take a fort or something. However, I'm still bored with it.
I think that really is a big thing nowadays when it comes to HOTS. Decision making seems to be a weakness for a lot of teams, not even just at lower kind of skill levels, even like the mid to some higher ones. People know how they play the game. When they're forced to try like react to something different, more often than not we can see this is where difficulties come in with people adapting. So imagine, I'm going to hazard a guess to say we're going to see our typical objective style of team fight play here. So we may see Sonya, we may see Blaze. We're probably going to see another Calvazard ban, because even on this map it can be annoying.
Yeah. I think they should definitely ban Mephisto again. I think this is one of probably his strongest map. Just having so much control over the objective. We do see Mei coming out for first ban though. They really don't want to play against that Mei. I was honestly kind of expecting to see a Brightwing ban here, but they also could be looking to first pick it on the
Born
side
100%
of 30 seconds to Mosh.
Born 100% first pick it if given the option.
I think the Brightwing was so huge for RNG in the last game. Same bans so far. Stukov ban coming out first from RNG. Again, just with the point control, really strong healer.
Ooh, banning out Joe.
And Johanna, just screw all the tanks this game.
I think that
no
may be a
tanks
mistake. Honestly, we may end up seeing Vala Mephisto picked up in the 1-2 for Rise and Grind.
Yeah, that would be a really strong
early,
combo.
Like, Vala already showed she can do well.
Mephisto is just so strong on this map too, and even if like, you know, the other team decides to go like Anubarak stitches Chromie or something that can really get on top of him, sometimes it's just not good enough. And we do have Li Ming ban coming out. Some respect for the Li Ming player that isn't playing this game?
No, it looks like we've had Sub-Zero swap in for Hunter XB. I know we have an XA and XB account, so I have no clue which one it is.
Yeah, but we still see the Li Ming ban coming out. I don't think this is her strongest map, but
oh, they took the Mephisto.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that for them. I really like that for them.
I was wondering why we didn't ban
it. Great Mephisto map. Yeah.
That makes so much more sense now.
Yeah, this is an excellent Mephisto map. I really like that pickup from them. Even if it's like technically a little bit early, he's so good and they know it's a contested pick.
Yeah.
I definitely expect maybe like Vala Brightwing or maybe even like an Anubarak coming out just so they have
Nope,
okay.
Brightwing Burden. We are sticking with the
Brightwing
tried
Burden.
and true.
Yep. If it ain't broke.
Alternatively, the only tank that I can reasonably play is Stitches, so I love seeing it when I know I have to unfortunately play tank, but I'm like, oh cool, Mephisto, never mind, I'm gonna have a great time making this guy regret his choices.
Oh, you shaded into me? Guess what?
Guess what? You look tasty. Eat.
And
win variants, so we're gonna look at we're gonna look at more blob style comp? What are we running with the last two then?
I think they need something that's going to be able to, clear the Punisher if it is taken, because Mephisto can't do that super well, so maybe some kind of auto-attacker, Vala, Sylvanas, Hanzo, Greymane.
Yeah, that'd be
even like a Zorgen.
They still don't want the Deathwing. The Deathwing player is gone.
Still, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Interesting choice. My throat is dying again. I'm gonna mute myself every time I need a cough, and it's just gonna end up being just like leaving the microphone off the whole game. You know what? Tassadar did do very well that last game.
I like the respect ban on the Tassadar, especially since they did go for that Anduin pickup again. I think that was really, really difficult for Anduin.
Now? Please?
Maybe.
Please? I hope. I love seeing the weird heroes come on out.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what Division B team it is, but one of your players will just go, Probius. If he can, he will.
Oh,
and
nice.
This guy, like, tops the damage chart, like, hero damage every single game.
I mean, I think there's a reason that, like, Probius is technically the highest win rate hero. Because it's, like, not a lot of people play him, but if you are good at Probius, he does so much damage.
Yeah, because what the hell does that little... I nearly swore on my stream. What the hell does that little dude do?
I know, right?
Tychus Blaze. Okay. So we're going to be a bit more team fighty for 30 seconds of Mosh. And we may even see Commandeer Odin coming out from Tychus for objective phase itself.
I really love Odin on this map. I think it makes Tychus really strong just on the objective. Because normally, you know, you don't really want to use it in the team fight. You want to save it for push. But I do think it's a really great, like, they have amazing shrine control between Mephisto, Tychus, and Blaze. And you can just kind of have Varian Anduin, you know, like, waiting for a pick or hanging back and cleaning up some of the poke that they're going to have with KT especially.
Yeah. If Rise and Grind, like, actually gets a bit too close to each other, even for a few moments, they may just die to all the AoE that can come into them. But Kael'thas did round out the composition, which can do well. It's just going to be up to see how well... This game is really going to turn into how well can each team communicate their positioning.
Agreed.
If one team bunches up too much, they do just die. On one side, we have, like, Leoric with Kael'thas, so if you can get an Entomb off and get a lot, just dump the damage under that, that's going to be a problem. On the other side of things, Blaze Charge, Mephisto damage, and even, well, Tychus with Commandeer Odin can also cause a massive issue.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let me swap it over into the game, and we can introduce our teams. And now the big question is, can you remember how you locked onto me the first time?
Figure it out.
You figured it out?
Yeah, it's just O.
What the hell is Plasty telling me? Anyway, for the side of...
Yeah, like, I don't know.
For the side of Rise and Grind, we do see last dispatch on the Leoric. Azrael Abyss is on Muradin, still in their core. Ivan, Drago, Brightwing, Brother Nature spinning around on that. Kael'thas and Iris, I still don't know, on Vivala. And what do we see for 30 seconds to Mosh?
On 30 seconds to Mosh, we got Raka on that Blaze again. We got the Captain on Mephisto, Sub-Zero on Tychus, Moby-Wan on Varian. I have to think about it whenever I say their name. And Born to Shine on Anduin.
You know, I think I distinctly remember asking you this before, and I've just remembered. I'm 99% sure you've told me you haven't seen Star Wars.
I have.
You have? Okay.
I don't really like it, though.
Who told me they haven't? I can never... I've got a horrible memory, but I'll blame my concussion on that. Concussion's plural, unfortunately. Not something I wish I could say, but hey, we're here again. Also, Vala going auto attack once again. Even less blinds this time. Oh, Jump was eaten by Grenade. Nice Grenade by
So
Sub-Zero.
much damage.
I think Muradin's feeling a little bit more mortal this game than last one.
Yeah, I think 30 seconds to Mosh is also they have a lot better of a like damage balance on their team, and so I think they're gonna have a lot easier of a time doing damage into a team with a Brightwing.
Yeah, not just spell power.
Especially with Tychus.
Moby-Wan, you do not have your taunt yet. Calm down.
No, I know, right?
Just see him going like, that's brave. We're looking at doing bottom camp first.
I like this a lot, actually. They know exactly where the other team is. They can clear this pretty quickly. So I think they're, yeah.
You're running out of time, bro.
I don't think the other team quite makes it in time.
Kael'thas
is here. Kael'thas is getting on the point. Kael'thas is on the point.
Just shoot Kael'thas. Kael'thas made a mistake. They stepped up.
Yeah.
That's phase shift down for 10 seconds.
Vala was able to get a couple of stacks off that engage, but I think Kael'thas Leroy Jenkinsing it onto the point was a little bit of a ballsy choice. and they were punished for it.
It was certainly a brave choice.
Very, very brave. If their team was a little bit closer, then I would, I think it would be a little bit more justified. Taunt wasn't quite up yet, but they just have so much damage.
Yeah, but literally Muradin jumped in, made a wing health. This was already like a third left. That was just a bit too late. Oh, Leoric's being chased down.
Really good chip damage coming out on Leoric.
Yeah, Tigers feels like it's been such a good choice so far for the team.
I agree, yeah. They've been doing really, really well on that Tychus so far, and they don't even really have a lot of levels yet.
Yeah. Of course, now Taunt's coming in. That gets even scarier, because now you have to stand next to the man with a minigun.
Yeah, honestly, like, at this point, if I were RNG, I might just choose to give this objective and send a damage to push top or something. Like, send Vala up top with Leoric. You've got Brightwing with Z just in case somebody goes up to defend. They've got that camp. I think that would be a good choice for them. It looks like they are going to play objective, but at this point in the game, I would be pretty scared of that taunt variant.
Yeah. If it was a Frozen Punisher, I'd be a bit more inclined to say, yeah, no, it's correct call to come down to this objective. But it is arcane. If I'm playing this map, and I see it's arcane, I'm
very split here.
Oh, good taunt, but no one's there to follow up.
Tychus is going to be taking a lot of damage here. Pole is going to be put on cooldown there. Really nice, though.
Hardly work.
Getting him out of there.
Walk from up top and just take a wild swing and a miss.
Hey, guys.
The team just needs to be a little bit patient. Sub-Zero is a little bit low. We see them backing out. Just regain your health. You're not in the biggest of rush. You have a slight lead, but it's still just about halfway for both teams.
I think both teams have, I think they're pretty equal in Shrine Clear. We have Raka coming out with a big stun and a double root follow-up from Born to Shine. Leoric and Muradin both taking a lot of damage. Z is going to come out and heal Muradin up a little bit here. A lot of damage coming on the DPS in the back. Vala's going for that kill, but she's not able to get it. More stuns coming out from Raka here. A lot of damage, Oof, Rocket is going to go down, and the rest, the rest of the members of 30 Seconds to Mosh are so very low, and Vala is trying so hard to find those kills. Varian wants her, though. A lot of damage on that Vala. He's not quite going to get it.
Very unfortunate they didn't quite get it.
So many low people in that fight. Like, there were so many health bars that were just negative. All good. We do have this Arcane Punisher pushing up on the gate of 30 Seconds to Mosh. It looks like they're going to be clearing that out pretty quickly, but Born to Shine doesn't really have a lot of mana here, so I think RNG may be able to get a little bit more out of it just because most of the members of 30 Seconds are going to have to back after this. Mephisto getting very, very low there in the back. Looks like we got RNG starting to take this bottom camp. I really like that play from them just to try to get a little bit more pressure on this already opened up bottom keep. Multiple members of 30 Seconds to Mosh had to back, so if they wanted to, they could probably get a little bit more, but it looks like they're going to go and take their mid camp instead.
I think they're just a bit nervous. I don't know if they knew that all 30 Seconds to Mosh did back there.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them did just do it out of vision, which probably was the better choice. What is the plan?
They're still pushing this up a little bit. 30 Seconds to Mosh taking their camp instead of defending immediately, so they are going to get a little bit more push, but Mephisto's coming down here to answer it. They're not in a lot of trouble yet, however, they are pretty much a full level behind at this point, which is pretty unfortunate for them at this moment.
Yeah, but by no means are they out. Mephisto can still do well into the late game, but Varian is one of those ones that fall off in the next few talent tiers. 10's where they start to dip, 13 there's a big drop in their efficiency, especially as Muradin will start to get more and more tools.
Muradin is pretty alone here. He's pretty split from his team, but it looks like Varian is playing really cautiously here. They don't have 10.
Which I think's fair if you don't have 10s.
For sure.
Halving here, I don't know if it's necessarily the right choice, however. You're still at half a mana bar as Varian.
Yeah, and you're leaving this fort to be pushed up on, but it seems like RNG doesn't quite realize that Varian is back, so they're still a little bit nervous to push up on this fort.
Tigers did also go with a wave clear grenade at level 7 anyway, so it does help with their actual clear of everything itself. But we do see
Yeah,
it's going to be
that grenade does
shield
too much
wall.
damage.
Oh, very aggressive.
Ooh,
Moby
diving
one
into the
light
back
bomb on
line.
top. Grenade nearly pushed them out of it, and we can see just one auto attack finishes off right before Brightwing can land, but the Captain Sub-Zero being dove on by Azrael Abyss and Ares, getting a lot of damage on top. Sub-Zero, do not go back in there. Keep walking away. There we go. And that is going to be a lot. Nice pull, but no, not quite in time. Vala gets the Death Dealer off and finishes off that kill.
I'm really enjoying the way that that Ares is playing Vala. They're playing so incredibly aggressively, just trying to get as much damage as possible onto the backline using Death Dealer on cooldown. And I really like that kind of like aggressive style of play coming out when they know that there isn't really much that can hurt them at that time. You know, like if Taunt is down, they don't really have a whole lot of pressure on them. Exactly. So I think they're really taking advantage of that. So props to them.
Every time I do that, I just die.
Yeah, me too.
I would like to blame Ping, but I am also just bad in Tomb. Nice stun, good durance, and Tomb does
really
get
good
Raka
durance
stuck.
coming out. Unfortunately, it's not going to get any kills, and Rocket is going to go down instead.
But critical
There's a
miss
fairly
just
low
healed
cooldown.
people so quickly.
They do have Odin available here. If they chose to, they could probably use it and just stall out this objective a little longer. But it seems like they may just be saving it for the defense. I think that's valid as well. The camp.
Stephen Gould go, pack our bags, we're going home. Like, what?
Yeah, bye.
Back to call we go. I'm done with this game. I'm meant to
They
be on
do have
holiday.
30 Seconds to Mosh does have a lot of pressure pushing in on that bot fort. So I think the longer... Oh, it looks like Leoric's going down. But they could get a little bit of wall damage here before Leoric makes it. Multiple big waves in both lanes.
Good jump bait there. We can see the Immortal has gone down so quickly. Oh, that Durance actually hit, but I'm not... Again, we're just seeing some weird endurances. Oh, the Captain gets jumped on. Nice pull, but that is going to be Sub-Zero getting jumped on by the Punisher as well. Raka charging out of the way. And that is going to be a relatively good defense for this Punisher. Didn't actually lose the fort. But there was a 5v4 probably thing to note here.
Yeah, I think that being a 5v4 was really in the favor of 30 Seconds to Mosh. I feel like if Leoric didn't have to leave to get those big waves of soak, we could have seen 2, maybe 3 kills there. Yeah. Favoring the side of RNG. They're still hovering around that top fort too. You know, they're really wanting to be able to take this as they know the members of 30 Seconds to Mosh are going down to defend against Leoric.
Leoric is probably one you can kill if you get... Oh, Durance is quite fine. So, okay, we're using a lot here.
Using a lot, but he doesn't have Wraith Walk. Z is going to be coming out, but I don't know if this is the best for Brightwing. He does live.
And that's
pretty good engagement coming out.
But the damage is not quite there yet, unfortunately, for the team. But that may still be Moby1 going down. Varian doesn't really have mobility to escape in these situations. Nice double root by Born to Shine, but the jump by Muradin is still good. We see Phoenix being dropped as a little last-ditch effort to get some damage off. But considering how wrong it could have gone for both of these teams in that 30-second span, it's pretty good you get to move away with both teams basically keeping everyone alive.
Yeah, this was definitely a better trade for 30 Seconds to Mosh. Raka was able to stay top and get most of that top fort in exchange for that. So that was a really, really good trade for 30 Seconds to Mosh, just not losing anyone there.
Yeah.
I do like this fight for them as well. They've got a lot of their towers coming back up. Durance going out, not hitting. Muradin taking so much damage though, forcing that Z out. And I think RNG is going to have to back off this camp. That was a really nice pre-16 fight. Raka's here just in case. But they're going to be able to go back up and defend some lanes.
Does Tychus just need to start saving for Grenade for Brightwing?
I think so, yeah. Like, there are a lot of these Zs that are coming out mid-fight, and there isn't a whole lot to interrupt it at the moment besides, like, Taunt, Grenade, and if Blaze is there, then a Blaze stun.
Yeah. Also, very aggressive camp take by the side of 36 and Mosh. I do like that they just seem to be trading out each other's camps for whatever reason. Be like, yeah, I know it's your half of the map, but I really just like the color blue more than red.
I really just want this, yeah.
And we're just getting that safe rotational plane now, and the next objective should be getting called about. Just about now, I was about
You're
to say.
so good at this, oh my god.
Again,
it's like the second time.
It's like I've seen this map played a lot. It's like I know how this map works at this point.
I know, right?
Oh, I hate that I have a second sense for this. This is what a bad ability to pick up. Yeah, I have a sixth sense of when objectives are gonna appear in Heroes of the Storm. I can have something cool like being able to read people's minds. No, I know when objectives are coming up. Also, well done on Blaze getting that top fort there. Does help open up passive pressure and passive XP. But 30
yeah,
seconds
that was
of
a really great trade.
are down 16 is a thing to note.
They are, yeah. They do still have like Odin and stuff here. I do think they could be taking this fight. Although with Mephisto, you do want to have that 16 talent tier. It also gives Varian the banners, like having
spell damage banner on top of Mephisto already. That's a lot to deal with.
It looks like they are gonna choose to give this and just push out this bottom lane a little bit.
I wish
I don't
more
mind that at all.
teams willingly just let it stay at 39.
Me too. Yeah.
Rise and Grind could have. They could have just gone and ran at the camp of 30 seconds of Mosh and just called it a day.
Nice bait coming out there. This is the Frozen Punisher, so that's Durance came out. I'm not sure when that happened, but looks like a Miss Durance. Murden is diving in there and getting a really nice double stun. Taunt coming out as well. Really great stun into the backline. Bunker is going to be dropped just for some little extra protection.
Oh no, Anima got caught by the Punisher. The Punisher roots got him.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Born.
That's unfortunate, but this Punisher is almost dead. Going to be baited behind the towers. Valistun is not going to connect, so I do think RNG is not going to be able to get much else here unless they can secure another kill, but it doesn't look like that's the case.
Saying that Critterize
I don't
makes
think they can really.
Get those kills.
It does.
But no, very good aggression, and we can see in that one phase alone, last dispatch got top fort while that was happening as well. So that was 2 structures lost in that single phase.
Yeah.
What do you think 30 seconds to Mosh needs to happen for them to get back in this?
Well, I think that 16 talent tier is a big power spike for them, especially with Mephisto. You know, the longer this game goes on, the harder he is going to scale.
I want you to take
and so I think these fights going forward.
At 16, it's not a usual one. I don't know much about Mephisto.
I don't know much about Mephisto. But I don't think that's the talent. No, I don't. I don't play Mephisto.
I need to go find myself another heroic division person to cast with me.
I'm sorry.
Be right back. No.
Ask Rodney if he's still here.
No.
Rodney knows. Rodney plays Mephisto. No, I don't want to ask Rodney.
I'm not asking Rodney. I'm gonna time out Rodney.
Yeah, I know that's not the usual one that's taken. I'm not sure what it is usually taken in that slot, but I know it's something different.
I don't know if it's Skull Missile, it's Lightning Reaction, but I don't know if it's rank. I don't know what it is, if it is going to be W build.
I think there's like a. Now I'm curious.
I'm just gonna guess they know better than me.
Yeah, yeah.
If someone plays a hero I don't, they choose a talent, I'm like, okay, Ronnie says it's a weird talent.
Okay, well, what's the usual pick for Lightning Nova build at 16? Because I know it's not that one. There's a third one that's not the Skull Missile talent and not this one.
Hopefully
I do know what
he tells us.
Yeah, regardless, the 20 power spike for Mephisto getting Mimic is just massive if they decide to go that talent. Especially with taunt and everything, like it's just you like double your damage basically.
Yeah. I see the world where they're going to go silence on Durance.
Silence on Durance is good. Like I won't discount that. That is a really great talent, especially if you can catch the Brightwing. That really does help secure the kill. She can't get Fairy Protector off. She can't get Cleanse off. So I could see that.
This objective is Deja Vu.
It's percent usually at 16.
Okay. This objective is Deja Vu to last game. Last game, 36 and Mosh were at level 18 when objective got called and Rise and Grind had level 20. So are we going to see them be patient, let it happen again, or are we going to see a team fight, especially down Storm talents? This is not an
I would really like some patience here, especially with their team. You know, you could be getting big red button, but...
What do you mean patience? We're going in. Durance finds...
Okay, big Durance coming out. Silence and Tomb catches Blaze, though. He's going to get pulled out, and Bunker is going to be dropped. Varian is all alone in the back.
Pull.
Second pull is going to be coming out, but they're so low in that backline. Muradin is going to be rooted. Born to Shine casting Labrum on herself to try to get away, but Mephisto is going to go down. Varian also trapped here in the back. A lot of pressure coming out on Born to Shine as well with that Vala 20. She is also not going to make it.
Unfortunate there. But yeah, I wanted to see them a bit more patient, but they really just decided to go straight on in down those 20s.
Yeah, I think as a, like, both of these teams have really strong 20 talents. And so I really wish that 30 Seconds to Mosh would have waited just a little bit longer. You would have gotten, like, Censure for that stun on the double root. You would have gotten Big Red Button for longer Odin, Mimic or Silence on the Durance.
There is still a chance they can defend to try and put some positivity here, but they need to grab those 20s as soon as possible. We can see that Raka and Sub-Zero have split for that, both the Blaze and the Tychus, but they are going to have to deal with this Arcane Punisher.
Most members of 30 Seconds to Mosh are going to be up, yeah, so they are going to be able to get down to this. Blaze is also able to take this jump if they choose to do so.
Say, what's the Orc doing all the way up here? Flanking the Orc coming in from just before.
Looking for that big silence and
that's not where you want to do
Mimic.
that.
Uh-oh.
Stun,
they're in a bad spot. They're going to be... Oh!
Reject coming out. Everyone's in the bunker.
Get in the bunker.
And that's still roughly half health on Protector as well. That is going to be an issue coming on up. Right, Rocket charges.
I believe Tychus is going to have Odin here, so this does give them a chance to defend, but Varian is going to go down. Huge light bomb coming out from Born to Shine, but not a lot of follow-up since that Mephisto is already down. Leoric is getting very low. Oh,
Brightwing
but
did get interrupted.
But
Blaze is going down. And that looks
unfortunately,
like going down
this
as well.
is going to be game. Yeah, wow.
Wow. Yeah. Well, that is really the end of that match. Just like that, it does burn out. Let me switch on over to the game summary screen, and then we can go talk to the team in a few moments. So,
I also just want to say, like, another dominant game from Vala, another 8-0 on kills and deaths. They are just so good at playing their limits and making sure they get out as much damage as possible while staying safe for the most part. They did have a couple of times where the enemy team was able to engage on them, but their team was able to peel for them in the end, and they did not go down.
Vala was just consistent. That's like
huge props to this Vala player for consistently just being able to push out damage and kills and keep themselves alive.
Yep, this Vala player whose name we have no clue how to say properly.
Eris? Yeah.
We still don't know. To quickly touch on stats, 146k soak Leoric compared to 144k on Blaze, with 25k soak to 17k soak respectively. Hero damage, Kael'thas, Brother Nature, still doing well, 55,000 compared to Tychus' 40,000. And healing, 58,000 on Born to Shine, so had a bit easier of a time this time. People weren't dying quite as quick in those team fights, but Brightwing did have some good phase shifts. And the spell armor did a lot for the team.
I think with Durance especially, Brightwing was able to just cleanse almost every single one. So even though I liked the first pick Mephisto, I think banning Brightwing would have been a good choice for them, just because like with that build, like Fairy Protector and the 13, the Safety Dust, or no, which one is it that gives more healing? Is it Safety Dust?
Yes.
Yeah. This Brightwing build is so good into mages with CC. As we've seen in these last two games, really, like, she was just getting so much value out of all of her abilities, just being able to cleanse and heal at the same time. And so I think that really hurt 30 Seconds to Mosh again, just not getting value out of such a big ultimate like Durance.
They were getting so close to just, you could see it just about click so often. The Tychus with Varian was really good pressure. It was pressure they needed for the tanks to actually be a bit more reserved in the last game from Rise and Grind. They weren't able to get away with quite as much as they did last time, but I do think that's inherently because you don't have 2 skill shot mages trying to bump in damage. I guess Cassie technically is a hybrid, but she did go Q build.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Totally agree. And I think at the end of the game too, they were having a hard time dealing with Silence and Tomb at the end. They did take that fight down 20, but I think even as RNG was ending the game, they had another really big Silence and Tomb.
Mm. Yeah, props to Last Dispatch. They did so well this series.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let me ping Rise and Grind and see if they're willing to talk to us, or whether they're just going to think they're too cool for us. Which, honestly, at this point, fair. I came in dying, wheezing, eating food throughout it. Not professional of me, but I die if I'm hungry.
I understand.
Let's see if anyone's willing to jump in a lobby. But in general, I'll tell you this at the same time telling everyone else. What I'll probably do is actually end stream for a little bit, just because the next cast is technically in another 50 minutes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do want to actually finish my lunch. It's still sitting next to me, sadly, looking very dejected.
Oh no.
It looks a bit... The salad looks very kind of sad next to me, just not eating. We are gonna get Ivan Drago. So we will go over to the main Discord, the NGS Discord, and I'll see you there. Hopefully soon. We'll see. Unless Snarf gets lost, which hopefully I don't get... Okay, Snarf did not get lost. Excellent. You never know sometimes. Some people just get lost in transit. I think I've managed to lose Rock a few times getting to the GGS channel.
Oh no.
I'm like, where is she?
Where'd she go?
How have we lost one whole Rock? To be fair, considering the joke, sometimes is appreciated. Don't tell her I said that. It's definitely not on stream or anything recorded that she can go back and listen to.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
She'll never know.
She'll never know. Right, where is this Ivan person? Oh. So I know you told me you were planning on getting into casting yourself as well. When can we expect you to actually finally get that stream on and cast? Because I know you also keep going, my stream will be back soon.
I've been saying that for the last year at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a good answer. I don't have an excuse at this point, honestly.
One day we'll get the scoop on when you're actually going to be streaming.
Yeah, what I really want to do is because right now me and my husband share our computer room office space kind of thing, and because we're so close together, it's a pretty small room. Whenever either one of us plays, we can be heard through the other person's microphone.
Oh.
And so what I really need to do is just open up a space in our other spare bedroom so we can move either my computer or his, and so we can have separate rooms.
Yes, kick him out.
Hello.
Hello, Brother Nature.
How's it going?
It's going alright. How is it with you after that series?
Great. Feeling good.
That is excellent to hear. So, you guys did get 2-0 this match, which I did see. I just have forgotten to update the scoreline. You guys did actually do pretty well this series. Quite dominant fashion first match. The second match, there was a little bit more pressure on you, so we will rewind back to the first map, which was Volskaya. How do you guys feel about Volskaya? Because my Snarf here really does not like it.
I don't.
I think we're in the same book, same page.
Yeah.
We're not fans either.
So do you guys have a specific...
Our match history on that map is not good.
Oh dear. So do you guys have a strategy coming into this, or is it just play our general hero, see what happens?
Yeah, I mean, usually that. Then we see if we get the robot and have to find out who's driving.
I never want to drive. If we play on this map with my team, nobody ever wants to get in the protector.
I do not like being the driver as well.
I can be in co-pilot, but like if I have to move that thing around, like it's not gonna go well.
Got it. Never go near Snarf when
They
she's
controlled
driving.
it very well.
But yeah, first map, you had some excellent black holes. Your Tassadar did very well that first match. We're just happy to get him through, and we're happy through the first time. And then, do you always feel like if you get your hero band out after doing a lot of first map, you're like, excellent, I've done my job here?
It does feel good when the other team bans your heroes out. But yeah, you saw Azrael got all his tanks banned out the second match, so he's doing something right as well.
I guess my other question is, are you the Mephisto player? Because were you going, oh my god, they didn't ban it at first?
Yeah, exactly. So we usually wait until the second or third pick to grab it, and yeah, that was a disappointment.
Yeah.
Big sigh.
Do you have any questions specifically about the first map, Snarf?
Not specifically about the first map, but how do you pronounce your Vala player's name?
Eris?
Eris. Okay.
Eris.
We couldn't figure it out. We were like, Eris? Eris?
Iris?
Almost positive.
Okay, cool.
Oh god. Both the maps, was there anything you guys were scared about in particular? That last draft seemed to be a little bit more scary for both your frontliners. Kind of what was your... And again, we nearly saw Muradin and Leoric go down a few times, and... No, I remember what I want to talk about. Your very bold choice to walk on bottom camp alone.
Yes.
What was your thought process there?
Greed is what I said in chat.
Well, sorry, let me rephrase.
Yeah,
was there a thought process there?
I mean, it almost worked, right? I mean, how far away was I trusted my Brightwing. I thought I was going to get the save. It was very close, but yeah,
close,
I just
yeah.
thought I'd give us the extra second. Murrah got on there, and I did not make it out, unfortunately. But it would have been cool if I did, right?
I like that thought process. Would have been cool.
Wouldn't it just be so cool if I did this thing?
That most people would have told me it's illegal to do. I'm just trying to think back through both maps to like really things that stick out. Last dispatch was doing pretty well across both maps. Were they just getting cover picks? Like, how much do they play this Dahaka and Leoric where they can just do it and you guys are confident in what they do? Because there were actually times where they were late to fights or just kind of left you alone at fights, but you guys were still alright while they were getting value elsewhere. Do you put your whole trust in them? Or are you like my old team who just go, God damn, what is the offlaner doing again?
No, he calls it out a lot and tells us to stay, and usually is watching, or will ask. But yeah, he'll usually tell us to stay and hold them. There were several places after objectives on shrines where we stayed, and they had to make a choice, and sending one wasn't enough usually. And yeah, he plays it a lot and plays it very well.
Well, I don't really have any other questions, so if Snarf doesn't... What we will do then is I'll give you the floor for any shout-outs, any thanks, or anything like that. So I guess the floor is yours by the uncertain that came from Snarf.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for casting us. That's awesome. We love watching the VODs. Appreciate that. Shout out to 30 Seconds. Great match. Super fun. MVP for tonight. I think I have to say Last Dispatch. Played it really well tonight. And shout out to Taylor Swift. Queen.
That's, yeah. Good shout out. Valid.
I don't know about that one. Anyway.
Oh, come on.
Nah.
Valid shout out.
Okay, my co-cast is saying valid shout out, so I'll just nod and
Valid.
agree. Right, but no.
Appreciate you guys.
Do you, Brother Nature, have a good night, and Snarf, I will call you back.
Yeah, good night, brother. GG's.
So, end of the first co-cast I think you've done in a while. How are you feeling?
Okay, I'm excited for the next one.
Yes, there will be a next one soon enough. However, Lime needs his food, and there's another 40 minutes, so I don't really want to just put up a we'll be back screen and just leave everyone in purgatory. So what I will do is go over and raid someone else, just share the love around. So I will be this person, sure. I'll be raiding Zen.
Are there some other casts going on right now?
Yes, there are 4 other casts going on at present. There's a lot going on at once, so I'll be raiding on over to Zanfanarium. But before we go, Snarf, can you tell us a bit about yourself?
I'm Snarfungus. I have been running Girls Gang Squad for the last year or so. So you can find me doing stuff over there, and hopefully soon doing my own casts at Snarfungus on Twitch.
Hopefully, the fingers crossed.
Hopefully,
maybe one day.
Yep.
It hasn't happened yet. Wait,
we'll see. I also just want to be streaming Storm League and stuff, because we've run into a problem recently sometimes in Diamond Plus Storm League, to where if Shig and Leon Black aren't streaming, there just aren't any games.
Oh no.
And so it's if somebody is streaming that is of higher rank, people are like, oh, there are games, I should get on, and then you can actually play the game. So
right, I can't seem to figure out that, so what I'm gonna do is raid Peldor, because apparently I'm dumb and can't figure out where this other person's hiding, because they may just be done. So I'll send you over to them. They're also streaming NGS casts. But as for me, I've been your host, the Lime Bus. I'm gonna go have lunch. So to everyone, I wish you have a good evening, because I assume most people here are from America. So I'll catch you all later. So from me and Snarf, have a good evening, everyone. Take care.